This is good news coming from Burkina Faso. They introduced a law that will allow prisoners to work in agricultural sector, in plantations or whatsoever they would. And I say it is good news because this is exactly what I wrote to the United Nations in 2022. I wrote a letter to the United Nations regarding the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, point 1 and 2, where they talk about no poverty and zero hunger. I told the United Nations that the only way to reduce hunger on earth is to focus on the root causes of there is food shortages. Why? Because at least 50% or even 60% of the population on earth are liability. They are either children that cannot walk, or elderly people who cannot walk, or people who are sick and cannot do anything, or prisoner. And among this group of people, the only ones who are able and capable to do something are prisoner. But prisoner are all, in most countries, they are all liability. They are doing nothing, just sit and be eating. And then if you look in your country, you discover that even if people are crying of hunger by heart, prisoners are sure of food, that no matter what, they will have something to eat. But there are thousands of innocent people out there that do not have food to eat. They go hungry every blessed day, eating from the dustbin, eating from the roadside. So even I saw a video where a woman was preparing stone just to convince the children psychologically that she was preparing food. But prisoners are having food to eat, but they are not working. That was the main reason I wrote to the United Nations. And since then, the only reply they sent to me was, we have received your letter and we will get back to you. Up to date, nobody have contacted me. But I am happy that Burkina Faso are taking it into consideration, whether it is from me or it is their own initiative. But I am so happy that they are putting this, because this will reduce a lot of issue. Yeah, prisoners are people. There are so many lazy people on earth today that they look at their lives. It's better for them to be in prison, because in prison they are sure of free medication, a free food, a free everything. They have everything free. It should not be like that. So I told, and I have even presented videos, several videos, calling on the government of Cameroon to relocate all prison away from the city center, and then around the prison they should create agriculture, a plantation and agricultural related industry around there, and then prisoners should be employed there. And then in my letter I was explaining to the United Nations that, okay, if this is done, they should not be recruited or forced to work in the plantation as slaves. As a prisoner, you should, after the prison, you have life to live. You should not depend on your family. So I propose that they should be paid the minimum wage as it is in that country. And then in that minimum wage, part of the money should go to the government for a shelter that they are providing, for electricity that they are providing to them, for food that they are providing to them, for water, and all the necessity, their medication. And that part of the money should go to their family if they have family outside. And the small percentage of that money should be kept somewhere in a saving, an account should be created in the name of that prisoner, in which a relative will be a signatory to it. And then the person, if the person was sentenced for 20 years imprisonment, so after 20 years, the government now, they will take what the person has been saving and then hand over to the person to go and start life. And this will reduce crime in our society. This will empower many people. That was my proposal. Burkina Faso took it, have implemented theirs, and then they say if you work for 1 month, then they will reduce 3 months from your prison sentence. So if you have been sentenced in prison for 1 year, then they will reduce 3 months after working for 1 month, and then you will be left now with how many? That is 9. So it is a good initiative, and that is why I am congratulating them. I am congratulating Burkina Faso. I am calling on other nations to copy this particular example. It will help a lot. And then one of the issues to reduce insecurity is that all prisons should be found or located far away from city center, and development should be prohibited around there. Because when people come closer and then it becomes a city, a crime will keep on increasing. Look at what is happening in Cameroon. The New Bay prison in Douala is found at the center of the city, at the center of a market. Marseille Central is there. Marseille de Pont is there. Sacred Heart is here. A government bilingual high school, New Bay, is here. Primary school behind. Hospital this way. All those things surround prison. And then children who are upstage in school learning, they turn their eyes and they are seeing prisoner in prison, smoking and doing all kind of terrible things within, around the prison district. And every day they release more than 1,000 prisoners outside to go out and hustle around the market through corruption. And it's the same thing with the Condé prison in Yaoundé and many other prisons in Cameroon. This is not good for our society. So all prisoners should work for what they are eating. They are able men and women. They are not like, they should not be treated as if they are disabled. Disabled people are working. Why able people are lying in prison? Every day they line up with plate to collect food. It is wrong, and we have to change it if we want a better society. This also will reduce, it will increase the food production. And the food shortages that we are experiencing on earth today will stop, because there are places that they do not have food. They have the money, but they don't have food to buy. This will also empower nations. So government of all nations, they should start thinking of this. To do this, it will better their society and their economy. I am congratulating Burkina Faso again and again and again, and calling on the United Nations to table it. If they don't want to call my name that I propose it, they should table it. That is my desire, that I should see it happen. When I wrote a letter in 2018 calling for a neutral body to end or to negotiate to end the crisis in Southern Cameroon, that was in April 2018. And then around December or November, that is when all Anglophone General Conference came about. And then when Cardinal Toumé presented everything, I saw it was in line with my own proposal. I said, okay, if Anglophone can be the one to sit and settle their problem, it's okay, that go for it. I abandoned my own initiative that I was with, because I gave the copy of the letter to Cardinal Toumé, and he, after 2-3 months, he came out with this initiative. And then I say, he borrowed it from my own point or from somewhere, but it is in line. But the only problem I called the attention of Cardinal Toumé by that time was that he was waiting for the government to give them the opportunity. But in mine was that we are the one to call the government, not the government calling us. And this is the very thing that I am doing here. I am happy that they are putting this. I believe Mali, because they are working together, with copy. Niger will copy, and other country. If you wish to develop and to cut hunger and poverty in your country, you have to implement this. Thousands and millions of people kept in prison. Go to their warehouses in all prison in Cameroon or in your country. Go to their warehouses. As you are crying that there is no food there, their warehouses are full. And that is why warders or prison administrators or prison attendants, they are very happy working there, because they carry some of those food to their house. They eat there. So we have to stop. They have to work for their food. They are not liability. They are able men and women.